anyway, this was some game. Considering that we're in the second night of a back-to-back, going toe-to-toe with these guys for 48 minutes, I know there's a lot of points scored, all that kind of stuff. I'm really proud of our guys. The beginning of the fourth quarter got us a little bit, and it made it tougher. But proud of this group. Our guys are learning, growing, and tonight, they went head up with the legitimate championship contending team, and that's meaningful.
Tyrese talked about all the star power on the floor contributing. In your eyes, what led to this being such a high-scoring game?
Well, somebody told me a stat from last night. Last night was the highest-scoring game in NBA, highest-scoring set of games in NBA history. There were 10 games, more points scored per 10 games than any night in NBA history. The level of skill is just breathtaking. Role players are becoming automatic from three and can drive the ball. This was just a very entertaining offensive game. We play these guys in another week. We'll have them coming in on the second night of a back-to-back, and so we'll study the film hard and see what we can do to do better. And certainly they, if they have Harris and Tucker back, that will certainly make it more challenging, but that's okay. I mean, we need growth, we need learning, and we need to go against the best.
What was the difference to you in that early fourth stretch that you just alluded to, where they got away a little bit?
I'm not going to say officiating. No matter how hard you try to get me to say it was the officiating, I am not going to say the officiating. I thought Jalen Smith made the two greatest plays of the night, standing in there and taking charges on Joel. And, the second one we challenged and we lost the challenge somehow. But I still just think, those are two plays that really define that kid. He's been a revelation as a teammate and a professional this year, and he's gotten better. So I'm really proud of him. And then I forget what the question was.
What was to you the difference in that stretch in the early fourth that you alluded to?
We had a couple of bad offensive possessions. We had a couple times we drove into crowds, coughed it up, and they scored. And, other than that, we're talking about a game where, both teams are shooting 58%. And, they shot 47 from three, and we shot almost 41. And so, as entertaining games in the NBA go, I don't know how you get much better than this one, just in terms of, seeing a high skill level, seeing a high unselfishness level. They had 36 assists. We had 28, or they had 37. Excuse me, that's fouls. Pardon me. 37 and 28. A lot of assisted baskets, a lot of beautiful stuff. I feel for the officials. Refereeing Joel Embiid and Harden is very, very difficult. It's just very difficult, and it's just very difficult. And I compliment them for taking on the task. It's just that's all I'll say.
Rick, you mentioned in last night's game and tonight's game how the offense has just been flowing so much. Back-to-back nights, Tyrese Haliburton.
Are you John Christopher's friend?
I am.
Yeah.
Aussie? Australian? Yeah.
You mentioned, mate.
Hey, mate.
You got a knife or anything?
No, I'm clean. No. I forgot what I was going to ask. Over the back-to-back nights, Tyrese Haliburton has scored 69 points and 26 assists. How impressed are you on a nightly basis with him?
Yeah, he's a great young player. Very, very vibrant, very skilled, great leadership, getting better all the time. A franchise pillar, obviously. And, he's changed everything with this organization. And he's changed the entire vibe of it. He's changed, the the atmosphere day to day in the locker room, and the way people view Indiana Pacers basketball. And he loves the challenge. He loves the responsibility of the challenge of being, the leader on the court. So nothing but props to him. And he's nowhere reached the ceiling as a player.
We've obviously asked you a lot about the situation at center and how many you have and how you're trying to how hard is it to get minutes for everybody. I guess how helpful was it tonight that you?
Be careful here with this question.
I am. Well, you got to
Very
play.
careful.
I know you got to play 3 of them tonight. Obviously, you needed them. Just again, how important has it been for these guys, as you said repeatedly, that they've been professional about it, for them to be available and to step up in a situation like where you needed more guys than usual.
Yeah. They've all been great. They're all high-level people, high character, team-first guys. Starting with Miles Turner. I mean, he's the tone setter, and he's one of the ultimate team guys I've ever been around with a franchise. And he would make Reggie Miller proud, that he's that kind of a team guy. Jalen Smith came in here with really an arrangement that he would have the opportunity to be our starting 4. He started 27 games. We decided to go a different direction at that position. His minutes went up and down, as his situation got more difficult. He dug deeper and became a guy of greater character. He worked harder, established more presence, and he's elevated his level. He was terrific tonight. Isaiah's experienced amazing growth in a year and a half. His stamina, his strength, his understanding of the game. He's just about everybody's favorite player to watch, because of the breathtaking things he does athletically. And he's a competitor. And, his ceiling is very, very high. And Daniel Tice, initially, when he became healthy, had a great opportunity here. I think he reestablished the fact that he's one hell of an NBA player. We talked to him last week about where we were in terms of, needing to develop other guys and that he needed to stay ready. So this season is not done, but, he continues to mentor guys and be a big part of what we're doing behind the scenes. And I've encouraged him to be ready to play as well. So plenty going on. Goga is now with Orlando. He played well against us last week. Terry Taylor's in Chicago, in a good situation there. Both those guys either played center or have played center for us. James Johnson's played center before. I mean, you count, there were at least 7 guys that played center, And so it's taken a group of, exceptional character to accept all this, digest it, keep working, keeping ready, and they've all been super professional. And as you said, we needed them all tonight.
Have you? Well, then Tyrese's knack.
Magnus is speechless.
Never mind. Tyrese's knack to knock down buzzer beaters. What do you kind of make of that? That's kind of maybe something new if we're trying to find something. He likes that, the willingness and desire to take that. But tonight, 3 for 3.
Why weren't you in Chicago last night? I mean, it's only a little short drive. I mean, that's one you could have easily gotten to. I mean, Tony was there. No, I don't. Okay. Listen, Ty he loves those moments. He worked exceptionally hard this past summer on those types of situations with, Drew Hanlon is the guy he works with in the summer, who's one of the very best. He works with Joel Embiid and Tatum and just, a handful of some of the best players in the league. And he came back this year with different approach with footwork, increased range on his shot. And, there's some guys at his age that, really have a sense of the moment in their career where this is their time, this is their opportunity. And in most cases, the ones that recognize it and invest further in themselves and work even harder are the ones that come out on the other side, as guys that can be some of the very best that ever played for their franchise. And he's in the process of doing it, So what is there not to love about this guy? He's just been terrific and gets better and better and loves those moments, just loves them.
Just a lot of talent on the floor, a lot of big plays being made by everybody, and 2 terrible defensive performances.
You tried mixing up the schemes, trapping. What made them so hard for you guys to slow down?
They have Joel Embiid.
I'll keep going on that then, I guess. Obviously, you've seen him before and everything like that, but when you actually go up against him, the size, the amount of foul trouble he puts you in, I mean, just what is it about him as an offensive force that makes him so difficult?
I mean, he's a monster. He's tough to guard. He gets to the free throw line at will. He didn't miss a free throw. He's so skilled he can score from every level. And I don't want to take away from James and 20 assists and, directing and getting him in the right spots. And, listen, he's short rolling, hitting fadeaway mid-range jumpers. Like, I don't know what there is to do when he's making that high of a rate. He's a tough cover for anybody. He was tough for us to scheme against. And I give kudos to the other guys. They stepped up a lot. McDaniels, Tyrese was really hot early and kept it going throughout the game. I think Daniel House had some big shots. They had a lot of guys step up tonight that helped alongside of that. When they're clicking like that, they're a really tough team to beat.
Just on the flip, obviously, you guys were able to answer, throughout until the fourth, basically. Just what did you like just about the overall flow and just the shots you guys were able to get and how you were able to get a lot of, different people on both units scoring the basketball?
Yeah, I think just getting up and down, our pace is really good. First unit, we set the tone. I think T.J. and the second unit came in and kept it going. Like we talked about here, we're going to score. Just ultimately down to getting stops, and nobody got stops tonight. So tough to win games giving up 140. But man, they're a good team, so don't want to take away from that.
TJ, obviously you guys had a strong performance second unit yesterday, and it seems like just you're continuing to get a lot of scoring from this group. Just how are you kind of seeing chemistry form with the group of guys that you have out now? If you've had a little bit of a shuffle, but it seems like this group is really scoring the basketball.
Yeah, I feel like we're just playing the right way, making the extra pass, getting downhill, getting in the paint, creating a problem, and finding the open guy. That's in this group, since there's guys coming in and out, there's not a whole lot of continuity, but I feel like we're really starting to click. I know that sounds pretty bad because we're late in the season, but the last 2 games we've really moved the ball well.
Tyrese, how would you describe a game like this? What does it feel like as a player compared to a regular game, where every possession actually means something because everybody's scoring so quickly?
It's fun. How can you not love that style of basketball? I think there's just a lot of elite basketball players on the floor making big-time plays, making shots. And the game just came down to who would get enough stops in a row. Who was the first one to – usually people say first one to get 3 stops in a row. That game's first one to get 2 stops in a row. So, it's just really fun to be out there. That's the great part about the NBA is just so much talent on a nightly basis.
And then for you, how about your knack of hitting these buzzer beaters now? You had basically 3 of them, 2 that counted tonight. Can you kind of walk us through maybe what you're thinking, what you're trying to get at, or at least maybe the confidence you have to take that shot?
Just put the ball in the hoop. When coach lets me rock for a whole quarter, trying to win every quarter. It's tough to do, but I think that they trust me to take that shot, so just got a lot of confidence in it.
TJ, coming off that road trip, you guys were gone for so long. I know you did some team building stuff and you won 3 games, but what more do you feel like this team was able to get out of something like that, the time you did have together over that week?
Yeah, it was a weird trip. It felt like we were gone for a month, but it wasn't that long. But the stuff we do on the road is crucial for what we're trying to build here, and credit to the coaching staff, and even Tyrese. He sets stuff up on the road, and so do a lot of the OGs in the team. So, it's crucial for the chemistry and team building for us.
You guys only turned it over 4 times in the first 3 quarters. It's a big reason why you had kind of a shot attempt advantage, and obviously 5 in the fourth. I mean, just what kind of got a little bit sideways, I guess, earlier in the fourth there that let them put a gap in it?
Is that for anyone?
You were in.
So were you.
Not to start the fourth. Not to start the fourth.
Oh, start the fourth. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I mean, I think kind of piggybacking off what Tyrese said, when you have a guy like Joel and a guard like James, it's tough to get stops. I mean, we just didn't quit. I mean, I feel like we've done that all year, and we had a few turnovers here and there, but just our ability to not go away shows a lot for a young team.
TJ, yesterday Rick was talking about the ball movement of the second unit leading to some success, and Ben and Chris both credited you, but a lot of behind-the-scenes work went into that. Rick said, what to you was all that, and what has it led to on the floor to you?
It's watching a lot of film, and I know you said that they credited me, but credit to them. As young guys and watching film and kind of correcting stuff. I mean, credit to those guys. They're playing extremely selfless, and because Ben could score 20 points a night, Chris could score 20 points a night, but they're sacrificing for the betterment of the team, getting the ball moving and doing what we do well, getting out and running. So credit to those two for just kind of being selfless.